Welcome to Crafty Little Beach. This is Julie. Today I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you.
I wanted to make like a bee skep vase with grass in it. So I'm using one of these black plastic vases from the Dollar Tree. And I thought we could wrap it with Dollar Tree rope to make it look like a bee skep. So this is the rope that I'm using. This is the skinnier, longer brown rope from the Dollar Tree. And I want to wrap the entire vase with that. And I'm going to do that by starting at the bottom. So I just cut the plastic off and I just hot glue as close to the bottom as I can get. I'm not going to do the very bottom of the vase. I just want to go all the way to the edge. And then I glue that in place all the way around. And then I'm going to keep using that same piece of rope to keep wrapping it around. When you're kind of going up at this point, you don't need any glue. All you have to do is wrap it. And that's what I'm doing, trying to keep my rope tight together so that I don't have any gaps so you can't see the black through. And then I'm just going to glue down the end. That's how far one package got me. And then I can just start a new package. I did have to start and stop 3 times. And so, or I used 3 ropes. So I have multiple seams. I just made sure that all of my seams were on the back of the vase. So they were all like on the same side. Now I found when I was working up on this one, going up the round shape, I did have to hot glue these to keep these in place. So that took me a little bit longer. And I'm just hot gluing it, pinching it together, trying to make sure that you can't see any of the black through. And we're going to fill this up with that Dollar Tree onion grass and decorate it to make it look like a little bee skep or a beehive. And I love the shape for it. I think this is a really interesting shape to try. So I'm running out of rope. I'm going to make sure that I kind of cut it where it will end on that same side, so all of my seams will be hidden back here on the back of my vase. So definitely takes a lot of rope when you wrap a project like this. This is my third package of that thinner rope from the Dollar Tree. And again, I'm just going to cut the tape off of it and start again. And I hot glue that in place, and I'm kind of going up again, so I'm not needing to glue it in place like I did before until I start getting here around the rim. I have to start gluing it in place because I don't want it to slip off the end. I want it to stay tight. And I'm just kind of going around until I cover up all of the plastic. This base comes in black or white. You're not going to be able to see the inside of it, so it doesn't really matter which one you get. And I'm just going to kind of overlap it a little bit there, just to cover up the very top and cut off the rest of the rope, gluing that end down so it kind of blends in with the top of the vase. Now, Dollar Tree rope is notoriously like a fuzzy. It's kind of got some crazy pieces sticking out of it. So next up, I just take one of the long lighters and we're just going to go over it and burn off all the fuzzies and try to clean it up a little bit. But it looks pretty cool as just a vase, right? Now, when I dress it up and kind of make it look like a bee skep, it makes it look even cooler. So, burning off all the fuzzies. If I have any kind of weird like sticks sticking out, I try to trim those off as well. And I think that looks a lot better. Now, to fill it up, it's going to be super easy. I'm going to use some of that Dollar Tree onion grass. And just kind of stick that in there. But first, I wanted to decorate it to make it look like a bee skep. So I just took my black paint pen and I'm just sketching out a simple circle here on the front. Once I got it sketched out, then I can kind of go in with some black paint. I'm using some chalk paint, but you could use acrylic, just kind of whatever you have. And I'm just going to fill in my circle to make a nice, bold black spot on the front of it for a little hole for the bees. And this is what Dollar Tree rope looks like painted. I mean, you can do it, but as you can see, you have to use a brush to try to get down in between the individual ropes and all the fibers and everything like that. And I'm just going to kind of touch it up, try to make it look like a circle the best that I can. And then for bees, I was brainstorming a way to make little bees. And I remembered I have some of these yellow pom poms, garland from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to try it with those. I just cut off one of the little mini pom poms and rolled it into between my hands to kind of make it like a oval shape. And then I'm going to take some of the black wire from the hardware aisle at Dollar Tree. And I thought I could wrap that around the yellow pom pom to make like little black stripes. And I could also use it for an antenna, right? So I start here at one end of my pom pom. This helps it keep that longer shape too instead of the circle. And I wrap that around a couple times to give like 3 stripes for the bee. And then I'm going to leave a little tail on there for one of the antennae. And then I'll have to cut off another little piece to make a second antennae for the front of the bee. And I am going to make wings in just a second, but this is like basically the body of the bee. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach it now. I can always add the wings later. Just trying to make sure everything looks good. I think that looks pretty good for a DIY bee. And I'm going to glue it right here, kind of near the opening. And I really like how that turned out, so I'm going to try making another one. So if you were not able to find the little bees from the Dollar Tree this year as well, this is an option if you have some of this pom-pom garland. I love this pom-pom garland. I think I have it in like in every color from the Dollar Tree because there's always so many things you can do with it. So for the second one, I did the same thing. I tried to make it kind of longer, wrapped it with that wire 3 times for 3 stripes, left one piece for the antennae, and then I cut another piece down for the other antennae and kind of wrapped that around the wire, making it kind of stick out of the head, just like the other one. We can glue that here on the other side. Like this one might not be going in the beehive, but the other one's probably going to. Now, I was trying to think of something fun I could use to make little tiny bee wings. And I remembered I had this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's kind of like I don't know how to explain it, kind of like a snake skin. I thought like the fun texture on it would make it look like a texture or veining of a bee wing. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece. And basically, a bee wing is just shaped like a heart. So I'm just going to use an ink pen and cut out some heart shapes here, all about the same size on the fabric with the veining, kind of avoiding the pattern that was on there. And then just cutting those little wings out. I kind of did 2 smaller ones, 2 larger ones without really meaning to, but I'll just pair those up with the small ones on one bee and the little bit larger ones on the other bee. So kind of a teeny miniature, like a little project there, but I was really happy with how it turned out. It was really cute and a lot cuter than just skipping the bee, right? So I just do a little dot of hot glue on the back of my bee, and then I'm just going to sit the tip of the wing in it right here on the back. They're cute without the wings, but I think the wings really make them special, make them really look like little bees. I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. A dot of hot glue for each wing, just kind of making sure they are like right across from each other and sticking straight up. Doesn't that look so cute? I mean, you could always add more bees if you wanted to go crazy, but I think 2 bees is enough for this. But I absolutely love how this Dollar Tree vase turned out. It's such a fun, interesting shape for like a bee skep. And it's practical because I can now put greenery in there and have like a floral piece. This is the onion grass I'm using. I'm just using the plain onion grass. If you can only find like the ones with like butterflies or eggs in them, you could totally use that as well, just kind of removing the extra stuff. But I had 3 of these. Now, they didn't sit in there too well because I don't really have like any foam or anything like that in the vase. So I decided to add just some Dollar Tree sand to the bottom just to help me be able to stand those up a little bit better and make sure they're not like kind of flopping all over the place. because it is a pretty big vase, as you can see. So there it is, 3 of the onion grass and our little bee skep vase. I think it turned out really cute. So let me give you a little preview. I thought the idea of the onion grass would be really cute. The grass kind of reminds me of bees, and the vase looks like a bee skep. Really creative and fun. I really love how this one turned out. It's one of my favorites.